name is Sandra, and this practice is to help you ground and bring focus in case your energy is all over the place and you need to draw it back into yourself. So let's begin by lying down. I'd like you to find a comfortable position. So if possible, could you have your knees up? Take your time to come down. Make sure you are warm enough. And we start this practice by placing our hands onto our abdomen. And just allow them to rest there as you take a moment to scan or to observe yourself and notice how you are. And know that whatever you find is absolutely fine. Then we take a big breath into our abdomen. So we're filling the lungs completely and emptying them completely. And it's good to have that touch of the fingers there to observe what is happening. Nice full big breath in, taking in energy, light, oxygen. And as you breathe out, you're contracting your tummy muscles, even your pelvic floor muscles, to encourage the breath out. 3 more breaths here. Then we move our hands up to our rib cage, simply cupping the rib cage in any way that feels comfortable. You may have to move your elbows out a little. You take a big breath in to feel the expansion into your hands. And this is where we become aware of the 3D nature of the lungs. We breathe out, give them a little squeeze. We breathe in and notice that the lungs expand not only to the front, but also the sides and the back. And of course, this stimulates our heart area as well. 3 more breaths. After your 3rd breath, we move the hands to give ourselves a well-deserved hug for coming to our practice today. As you breathe in now, you'll feel the arms lifting a little towards your chin. As you breathe out, just lightly pressing down. This is known as the 3-part breath in yoga. And it's just to make you aware how the lungs fill and empty and how you would normally breathe. Releasing the arms. And we want to come up to standing, but we've been down for a wee while now. So take your time, open your eyes, feel the ground under your feet. And perhaps today it's wise to roll over, push yourself up. And once you are sitting, you can either come over or in any other way you like. Once you are in our now familiar cat shape, we tuck the toes, lift up into a head down dog, and either hop the feet forward or simply step forward to come up to standing. This is a very simple standing practice. And we're going to start by having our hands on our hips to familiarize ourselves with the movement of the spine. So as we breathe in, we feel our feet on the earth. We are grounded. The earth is holding us. As we breathe out, we move back in space. We are lifting our chest and drawing in our tummy. As we breathe, we're back to center. And we breathe out and we move forward. We come back to center. And we will also be doing the sideways move, so that the spine has moved in all its directions, as well as a twist and move. Our nerves and our energy runs through our spine. So I would like you to come back to standing and find a raise. So the raise is to encourage us to be a little off balance, to encourage us to work a little harder. So you place whichever foot you want. I have a beautiful book here. You could have yoga blocks, you could have the kitchen sink, you could have a chair, whatever you prefer. You make sure that you feel relatively stable. Know that the wobbling just simply builds more muscles, so it's fantastic to do. We take a big breath in and we move back in space and back to center. We breathe out and perhaps a quarter bend forward. We breathe in back to center, we breathe out as we move back in space. And you want to feel as if you're moving over a high jump bar. We come back to center, we breathe out, we move forward, perhaps to a half forward bend. Breathe in, and this time as we breathe out, we move back. And just observe what you feel. Standing foot, the leg lifted, the quad working, and your heart lifting. It's fine to keep the gaze down and you move to where you are comfortable. We come back to center, and as we breathe out, we move forward, perhaps halfway, perhaps a little further. Perhaps even further, bringing the hands to wherever they reach. We ease back to center. And from here, we release our arms. We roll the shoulders. We lift the arms up. Lift, reach and lengthen. Remember, the space all around us is space to explore. We interlace the fingers, turn the palms to the sky, and now we ease back in space, knowing that leverage is coming into it, so it should feel a bit stronger. Breathe in back to center, breathe out, move back in space. Breathe in back to center. As we breathe out and move back in space, we hold for a moment, feel the standing leg working. Use your tummy muscles, your pelvic floor. See if you can go a dot further. And then back to center. We release the arms, spiral them back. Interlace the hands in the less familiar way, lifting them a little from the back. Of course, it's fine to have them on the back. We ease forward. Come back to center. We ease forward a little bit more. Back to center, and perhaps on this final time, we could go to wherever we dare. Just going that little bit further, feeling grounded, feeling steady, feeling secure, knowing that we can balance, lifting those arms up into that unexplored space. And then easing back up, releasing the arms, stepping off your raise, knowing that we have the same to do to the other side. So take your time to swap over legs. Bring the hands to the hips. This side may feel very different, so take your time to move back, breathe in, move forward. Breathe in, moving back, adjusting as necessary, but you want to bring as much movement in as possible. And perhaps on this last time, you can just hold for a moment to observe, to feel grounded, feel connected to the earth, but feel that lift in the chest. And then as we come forward, as always, you could release your hands and just go a dot further. Breathing in back to center, perhaps rolling the shoulders, lifting the arms, interlacing in the normal way. And we move back in space, forward, back in space, forward, back in space. And if I've described it well, there should be a little bit of shaking and quaking because you're using strength to hold you in position. Strength on the mat will give you strength in daily life. We come back, release the arms, spiral them behind, perhaps interlacing the fingers in the less familiar way as we move forward. I may wish to do this once, twice, 3 times. It's all okay. Lifting the arms up to wherever they want to go. Easing back up to standing. Releasing the foot. Take a breath in. And perhaps, just to finish off, you might like to do a side bend. So we stand side on to our raise. We turn the toes, place it on our raise, and we're easing towards the raise, back to center, away from the raise, as many or as few times as you like. And then just allowing the hand to ease down your leg. Doesn't matter how far it goes. We're thinking about both sides of the waist being nice and long, and we lift our arm up and over. Perhaps up first to make a trikonasana, a triangle, which is a connection between the earth and the sky, or perhaps just a little bit further to encourage the side bending action of the spine. Ease back to center, and you would do exactly the same to the other side. So moving your raise, your chair, not the kitchen sink, as you ease over, back to the other side. And when you feel ready, no matter how many or how few you've done, just reaching up, feeling strong, feeling connected as you come up and over, knowing that you are in charge of your body, emotions and mind. Ease back to center, move ourselves from our block, and we're coming back down to the floor. So take your feet a little wider, if possible, sticking out your bottom, coming into a squat. It's absolutely fine to come down to the floor in any other way. Taking the hands behind, hopefully not sitting on my lovely book. Easing back down to the floor. And we bring our hands back onto our abdomen to focus on the breath in the abdomen, the breath in the rib cage. And to finish our session, we give ourselves a well-deserved hug. Breathing into the upper body. You can stay here for as long as you like. When you're ready, you come up to sitting. Bring your hands to the earth, reaching up to the sky, drawing the energy down the midline and finishing our practice. Om Shanti.